Long Island Audits is begging you to fund his project? Turtleboy and Grant Smith Ellis are fighting like cats and dogs? Regan Benson does a homeless person dirty and says she'll never help that person again? The feds are coming for Jeremy Dewitt? Say it isn't so! But stay tuned as we'll be covering all of this and more on this edition of Auditing Insanity. Good afternoon and welcome to another edition of the Auditing Insanity Newscast brought to you by ReallyCoolNews. I'm Jim, not good enough to be a bot, Finch, and I'll be your host for a lot of damn stories from the world of independent journalists, plus a look at the very dead GoFundMe market. We also have a really long-winded update about the site and how DeCastro is sucking the fun out of the room with his endless 4-hour live streams. On that note, we're anything but long-winded, as we have tons of stories to read and ask you to focus on. GoFundMe, time to invest in Attorney Shield? Saturday was another day of goose eggs across the board for the campaigns we invest in, where even our own fund received no love from our backers. But a new proposition emerged from Sean Paul, Long Island Audit, Riaz, to entice new investors. Riaz posted to Twitter, "Fellow Patriots, let's become business partners. Invest in Attorney Shield. I've received many comments and emails from people asking me how they can invest in Attorney Shield. Now you can! Become a part of fundamentally changing policing in America and protect all of your constitutional rights." This link takes possible investors to a Start Engine page for Attorney Shield. Start Engine is a Kickstarter-type service that allows companies to offer shares for sale in their companies before they make an initial public offering. Reviews of the service say it's a great way for companies to make money. However, all the risk is on the end of the user, as the shares and share price paid on the service may compete with later lower price shares offered by the same company. Users also complain that the majority of companies never make it to initial public offerings, and that investing is more often than not a waste of money by investors, as they'll never get a return on their investment. Attorney Shield's page claims that the company is valued at $10.56 million, and it has raised, as of press time, $55,605 from Start Engine investors. The minimum investment is $100.80 per person, with the shares going for $1.20 per share. Perks include 10% bonus shares for the investors of $100 or more during the first 72 hours of the campaign, an annual Attorney Shield family membership for those who invest $500, a lifetime individual Attorney Shield membership for those who invest $1,000, a lifetime family Attorney Shield membership for those who invest $5,000, and a 5% bonus shares for those who invest $10,000. Riaz is a paid spokesperson for the company with a significant investment in the product. The product launched earlier this year and offers the ability to talk to an attorney when you are involved in a traffic stop or an encounter with the police. The application also records all interactions with police when activated and prevents police from accessing a user's phone to stop the recording. Riaz has turned at least one of his arrests this year into a commercial for Attorney Shield, as police were unable to stop his live stream after the arrest, and his phone kept recording while it was locked in the trunk of a police cruiser. The YouTuber has received criticism from fellow YouTuber Jose DeCastro for his involvement in the project, as DeCastro offers his 5A cop cards and indestructible trifold products, which he claims are better than having an attorney on call during a traffic stop. DeCastro also previously claimed to be the world's greatest auditor, as his subscriber base will soon surpass Riaz's subscriber base, despite Riaz completely outdrawing DeCastro's numbers in live viewership, post-event viewership, and audience participation. On that note, if you'd like to keep us from leaving the house and ever needing the 5A Cop Trifold or Shield Attorney and force me to keep writing this column each day, we do have a GoFundMe of our own. All proceeds go to keeping the lights on, eating, and writing new stories to feature here and on ReallyCoolSite.org. Feds set Dewitte arraignment date. The Jeremy Dewitt News by PoliceTube's Uncle YouTube channel reported on Friday that federal authorities have scheduled August 26, 2024 for Dewitte's arraignment and first appearance in court for charges of federal tax evasion. 2 counts of federal tax evasion were filed against Dewitte after a grand jury indicted him on the 2 counts of filing false tax returns in March of this year. Dewitte's arraignment had been scheduled for April 2, 2024, but he had failed to show up for the hearing. A bench warrant was issued after Dewitte failed to appear at the April 10, 2024 rescheduled court hearing. The YouTuber and police enthusiast has been in the care of the Osceola, Florida County Jail since then, standing trial for multiple charges related to failing to properly register a motor vehicle. With 2 of those trials starting in late August and mid-September, federal authorities were forced to issue a writ of habeas corpus in order to have a federal judge order the temporary removal of Dewitte from the county jail to appear at his court hearing. A federal judge signed off on the order late in the week and has instructed the warden of the jail to release Dewitte to the United States Marshal for transport to his hearing on August 26th and to return him to the jail later that day. Dewitte's attorney did not object to the judge's order. The tax evasion charges are related to Dewitte's Metro State Special Services funeral procession escort business. Dewitte is accused of falsely recording his income for the years 2017 and 2018 on his tax returns filed in 2018 and 2019. He is facing up to 3 years in federal prison, a fine of $100,000, or both for each charge. Ellis claims Turtleboy is a confidential informant. The insanity in Massachusetts continued as Grant Smith Ellis went on a Twitter rampage early Sunday morning, accusing Aiden Turtleboy Kearney of being a confidential informant who has worked with the feds as his only explanation for why Kearney has avoided jail time. Ellis wrote, "I can tell when I'm getting close to an uncomfortable truth, be it about Kate Peters' misconduct or otherwise, but the developments over the past 48 hours related to reports that Aiden Turtleboy Kearney is a federal confidential informant have blown even me away. The story is not going away, in particular as it explains so much. Kearney's hands-off treatment by officials statewide, despite tormenting witnesses and victims in his criminal cases, Kate Peter asking me not to cover the reports, that Kearney became a federal confidential informant with Karen Reed's help, despite Peter herself being directly aware of an FBI agent intervening in one of Kearney's cases in May of 2023, reports that Kearney couldn't leave his PC when he was in jail because of right-wing threats, and Kearney ignoring reports about Peter's serious financial and political misconduct related to the Karen Reed trial. It all leads to one conclusion. Kearney and Peter know far more about each other than they are letting on. The two were colleagues years ago, share similar sources, and it appears both are working in some larger political context that is both interconnected to the Reed case, yet also far more expansive. Ellis was responding to a relentless attack by Aiden Turtleboy Kearney on himself and his family Saturday night into Sunday morning. Kearney exposed what he claimed to be police reports involving Ellis and Ellis's family, made fun of Ellis's medical conditions, and attempted to further tarnish Ellis's mental capacity. In one of his continuing attacks on Twitter, Kearney wrote, "Grant tried stealing his brother's car, prompting Mom Wendy Murphy to call the police, who got Grant to give the car back because he promised Wendy he would. In other shocking development, Grant told police that his mother was a gold digger. Who treats their mother like this? We would love to interview his rapper brother Cameron, and I'm willing to pay in food stamps if he's willing to come on the live show to discuss what it's like growing up with Grant and Wendy." Questions have been posed as to why Turtleboy Kearney had been put in protective custody when he was in jail over the winter holidays in violation for terms of his release. He had been kept in the medical unit with the mentally ill patients who were unfit to interact with the normal population, with no clear diagnosis of physical or mental illness, and Kearney himself stating he wanted to be with the normal inmates in multiple statements from jail, but denied due to a threat on Kearney's life. Unfounded and unconfirmed speculation has been that the YouTuber has worked in the past as a confidential informer, resulting in the need to segregate him from those who would do him harm. The Ellis-Kearney war is expected to continue on Sunday. Benson fights heat, homeless, and police in Englewood. Regan Benson verbally trashed a homeless man she had previously offered to help to her audience on Saturday's YouTube livestream after the homeless man would not agree with her thoughts on policing. Benson was in Englewood, Colorado, monitoring the police and handing out water bottles to individuals as the heat had approached 100 degrees Fahrenheit in the area. Her live stream came as she was taking a break from the heat in the shade and wanted to catch her audience up on events in Englewood. The YouTuber claimed that a man had been tased in Englewood in an event covered by fellow YouTuber Christopher Denver Metro Audits Cordova earlier in the week, and that a second homeless man was attacked by police while recording the incident. Benson claimed that she attempted to help the second man with police, but faced a fundamental disagreement with the man over his treatment by those police officers. While Benson claimed the man was illegally physically assaulted by police for filming, the man disagreed with her, saying that it was their job to clear the area. After an argument between the two, Benson claims that the man then began to spread rumors that she was a police officer within the homeless community in Denver. She further claimed that the homeless man had ties to librarians who were involved in her ongoing harassment charges in Englewood and the Englewood Police Department. Benson made the statement that her services were not regulated by the government, and as a private establishment, she could pick and choose who she would help. Because of that, she announced the ban of the man from all of her services and help effective immediately. She went on to announce that Englewood police had been involved in 3 incidents where they hospitalized members of the homeless community in the past week, and that while she was still in fear of the police, she is obligated to put her life in danger to monitor police in Englewood going forward. Benson promised that she would be making an extended statement at the Englewood City Council meeting to remind the council that she just won a $130,000 settlement from Denver and would be seeking the same kind of settlement from the city should they not bend to her will on policing issues. Finally, Benson ended the address early as she was about to watch a debate scheduled on Denver Metro Audit's channel, and she was also scheduled to help a mother from out of state search for her homeless son in Denver later that day. Monetization, DeCastro coverage, and more. First, the big news of last week was due to some massive promotional work by NCR News Network. Thank you again, NCR. We reached 500 subscribers in level 1 monetization on YouTube. We've been rolling out features as we have the ability to do so, starting with Super Chat, Super Stickers, and Super Thanks. Then yesterday, when ironically we were off the air due to a mix of flooding and football, we were able to launch channel memberships. As we speak, we have 2 full-time level 1 members, so thank you to you both for being early adopters, and we haven't even come up with anything big for members as of yet. One perk we'll be rolling out is that members get exclusive premieres 2 or 3 hours before everyone else for day-to-day standalone video news stories. I'm not sure what level it begins at. I'll have to tinker with settings so it's level 1, but the idea will be that members can watch the individual news stories and newscasts as they're uploaded, while the public will have to wait a couple of hours. And to make it clear, that is early member access for the first 2 or 3 hours only, and then all of the videos will automatically be made available to everyone. Membership is not a requirement, but we have to offer perks if we offer memberships, and a 2 to 3 hour early access window to content when you wouldn't be otherwise seeing that content for the same 2 to 3 hours until a premiere isn't too much hardship on non-members. That's the main perk for now, other than the 2 members-only emojis that we've rolled out. Also, please note, we're at level 1 monetization. That means super chat, super stickers, and super thanks. It also means that until we qualify to get paid, whenever YouTube decides that we've made enough money to pay us, we won't be getting paid until the 20th of whatever month we're in, and YouTube will be taking up to 30% of that money for their cut. Until we reach the 1,000 subscriber mark, we won't be getting revenue from our videos, the few that earn $5 per 1,000 views, so please don't forget our Cash App, PayPal, and GoFundMe campaigns, as we still need to eat and feed cats. We'll be doing the wet food grift again soon, so please, if you can help out, we'd be indebted to you if you do. We had 10 strays hanging out last night between the front and back porches. Lastly, on the subject of Jose Chili DeCastro, now that he's switched to a 4-hour format, there is no humanly way to listen to him and get a newscast out every day without sacrificing sleeping or the hours it takes to put out other news stories altogether. Our new policy is to spend no more than an hour on DeCastro at 2x speed and sample what he's saying during those marathon sessions. Yes, we will miss things. Yes, we won't be able to provide the same coverage we've been doing in the past when he presented manageable live streams, but that's what we need to do for the sake of the paper. The fact is, he's not breaking news, and he's simply acting like a jerk to everyone while playing anti-police videos. He's not moving forward with any of his promised campaigns, and if he has 4 hours to spend hyping his products, he's literally stuck in the same rut and promising things that will never happen. Plus, 4 hours of chili and nothing else? Dear God, no, just no. Also, the newspaper is now coming out in the afternoons. We are just out of time to get it out in the mornings these days. There's just too much work right now with endless chili to start the day. New articles go up as we write them at ReallyCoolSite.org, so you don't need a notification. They're there. All you have to do is check the site. On that note, thank you for your continued support. We're moving forward one step at a time, and hopefully we'll get things straightened out as soon as possible.